Hello, gorgeous, wonderful people. This here is a reading or a review of BFR report number 35773. This is British Columbia, Canada. Location details, Chilwick, BC, Canada. Well, that's interesting. Looks like Chilwick has a hot springs to the north. Probably a lovely place for vacation. You got Vancouver Island right over here. You got Vancouver right there. All right, pretty interesting location. Of course, there's absolutely nothing in hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of miles in any direction. So there's that. Let's go back to the report. Magic of editing. Just after 2 a.m. on June 14th, 2012. Nobody remembers dates. Nobody can do that. That's not a thing. So that tells me that she might be full of baloney. Unless she wrote it down, but honestly, that's not a thing. People don't do that. So I'm immediately suspect. But I digress. I was woken up by a very loud whooping howling sound coming from what sounded like the Vega River at Chilliwack, BC, Canada. I had my window open, which is why I think it actually woke me up. I live about 4 blocks north of the Vega River, and the sound was nothing like I had ever heard before. I definitely was not human, and I couldn't identify it as an animal I had ever heard before. The sound call lasted for about 15 minutes. There are no other animal sounds associated. It was eerily quiet, actually, because this noise. After 15 minutes, it stopped. About 10 to 20 minutes later, I heard the same call a couple times, but it sounded farther away. I listened to the 1978 whoop howl from Snohomish County, Washington, USA, on your website, and the sound is virtually identical, besides the echo of what I heard. Okay, so you kind of have a predisposed idea of what it is. I don't know. I mean, it's possible. It's possible. I mean, the location, you know, sure, it's near Vancouver, but just north of Vancouver, there's absolutely nothing. Well, there's a park, but, Chilwick right over here. Okay, you got a little lake there. You got, I mean, even this little town is surrounded by gigantic hills. So I don't know. Got to be honest. I do kind of have a problem with the first thing she said, just after 2 a.m. on June 14th, 2012. There's no way. There's no way. People don't do that. That's not what people do. When they're being traumatized and when something fantastical is happening, they don't rattle off dates. you know. So I I mean, it's possible that this person heard like hooping and hollering in the distance, something like that. Um, but I've read probably hundreds of these reports, and I don't think uh, this just doesn't happen. You know what I'm saying? That's not a thing. Follow up, which I never read the follow ups, but we're going to because I suspect this to be malarkey. I have spoken with a witness and listened to her recount of the events that evening. She said the sound woke her up. She heard the animal call from her open bedroom window. Being perplexed and scared to go back to sleep, she stayed up until morning and called her sister. Her sister discovered the BFRO site and emailed her the link. When searching through the sound recordings, she got a chill up her spine when she heard, okay, the howl thing, and then she mentioned that in the observation. Okay. She said it was almost identical to what she heard. The young mother also spoke to her neighbor. They confirmed on hearing an animal around the same time, but weren't sure what it was. She noted that all the dogs in the area, including the neighbor's dog, usually bark at everything around. The dogs remain quiet. Okay, so we got a little more information. So, you know, if she signed up to be a FRO the next day, because after talking to her sister, You might have the date, written down or logged in or something like that. So that might be a thing. I just nobody puts it in what they've observed. I don't know, but I just found that interesting as heck because it is kind of a Bigfoot MO, but the way it's written just kind of says that I don't know. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? A little bit suspect, but yeah, Chilwick. I mean, I didn't realize that Vancouver was surrounded by absolutely nothing on all sides. It's like a major city in the middle of absolute nowhere. That fascinates me. But anyway, looks like Chilwick is a suburb, and I mean the location's great. Of course there's not a lacking of Bigfoot sightings in this area, so there's that. Anyway, let me know what you fellers on the interwebs think about all this. I think it's absolutely fascinating, and I mean this is a huge area. I mean, huge area, and the only two major cities on it are Seattle and Vancouver. I mean, wow, that's a lot of land, folks. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, and I'm out. It would appear you have reached the end of this video. Well, I want to thank you fellers for watching, things that way. And if you could go ahead and, share and like and subscribe and all that YouTuber nonsense that they say on the interwebs, what they do there. That'd be nice. Y'all have a nice day.